Hello everyone, welcome to Boo Games. I am trying out a new game today called Letters from the Past Undusted. It looked really cool and cozy, so I thought we'd give it a try and just enjoy a little bit of cozy cleaning, I guess, and see where the story goes. So, hope you guys will enjoy, but let's hop in. When I think of my family home, the first things that come to mind are the glittering lake and the gently sloping hills. After walking through the bustling streets over the hills and along the lakeside, my house and its bright red roof soon came into view. I would chat with Mom and Dad as we passed through the front gate together, and the big lemon tree in the front yard would always greet us. For someone like me who's lacked courage, maybe all I needed was an excuse, no matter how small. The letter from my aunt was enough. Dear Adora, long time no see. How have you been? Are you doing all the things you've always wanted to do? It's been a while since I've heard from you. Come to think of it, the last time we saw each other was at Lily's funeral. I'm sorry to trouble you after all this time, but I can't find the necklace your mother gave me. I'm fairly certain that I left it at your house after one of my visits. I really thought that I had lost it for good, you know. I know it's a bit of a hassle, but could you send it to me? It should be in the attic. That's where Lily and I spent most of our time together when I was over. Thank you. Love, your aunt. It's been a long time since I last came back. I should tidy up the place. I suppose now's the right time. For the time being, it's the least I can do. The key. Ah, here it is. It's rusted all over. I'll have to clean it before I can use it. Oh, hint unlocked. Oh, nice. It tells us where we need to clean. Some of these spots are hard to see. Where else is it? I want to get 100%. When was the last time this place was cleaned? There's so much dust that I can barely breathe. I need to go to the attic and find that necklace. Huh? Why is it locked? Now that I think of it, I've hardly ever been into the attic. Mom was always the one in charge of it. Oh well, I need to clean the rest of the house anyway. The attic key should eventually turn up. Where should I even start? After being neglected for so long, the house was so heavily laden with dust that I needed a mask to breathe normally. I opened a window and started clearing out some of the dust. When it was cleaning day, I used to be in charge of the floors. Mom took care of the furniture, and Dad handled the windows and any tall places that were out of reach. If I closed my eyes, I could almost hear it all again. Sounds of Mom wiping down all the furniture, Dad's humming. Cleaning the living room, I found a dust-covered photo frame on a shelf. Housed inside was our first family photo. Chapter 1, Once Upon a Time. I'm gonna clean our little family picture, family photo. When we went to take our first family photo, Dad made a peculiar suggestion. While it wasn't unusual for him to say or do something quirky, none of us saw it coming. Why don't we all wear animal costumes? It'll be Adora's first ever family photo, so let's make it a special and unforgettable experience. He pleaded like a giddy child, arms firmly wrapped around a large costume. Mom let out a deep sigh. Here we go again. It was massive. He really loved his jokes and pranks. A complete 180 from Mom. We never ended up wearing the costumes like he wanted to. Aww, he gave me little bunny ears. That's cute. Honey, don't you think there's a reason why people take more traditional photos? Because they couldn't come up with anything creative. Are you serious? Can't we just take a normal picture? But, Adora, look at this. What a cute cat. Oh, so you're only trying to talk Adora into your plan now. Our very first family photo together. Seemingly ordinary picture with an amusing story behind it. And so ensued a battle between an unstoppable father and an immovable mother. As always, Mom won, leaving Dad with his shoulders hunched in defeat. While Mom was talking to the photographer, I snuck over to Dad and whispered, "Let's wear costumes next time." He only responded with a slight nod. When I looked at the photos afterward, I saw that he'd given me bunny ears. Mom noticed shortly after and gave Dad a light rap on the head, but the sheer dad-like triumph on his face sent us all into a fit of laughter. When I was young, Mom often told me it was dangerous to go into the kitchen or the attic alone. But the more someone told me not to do something, the more I wanted to do it. The next day when Mom and Dad were out, I excitedly went into the kitchen to examine the cupboard that was just barely within reach. My heart was pounding as I opened the cupboard. There were so many beautiful porcelain teacups. I took out the one I thought was the prettiest. Suddenly, the front door opened with a creak. Someone was back. Crash! It was the sound of the porcelain breaking on the floor. The teacup had slipped out of my hands. The sharp sound of shattering porcelain froze me in place. I heard Mom urgently calling my name. When she came into the kitchen, she saw what happened, and her face froze. Did I break her favorite cup? Her face was so pale and stern. I'd never seen her look like that before. This is a pretty cup. What's this symbol? It must have some kind of meaning. Oh, yeah. Huh. Toothbrush is better, I think, for getting in these little cracks. It looks like they fixed the cup, though. A fitting appearance. Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break it. Ah, Adora, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. And I even broke one of the teacups. It's okay, Adora. Everything's okay as long as you aren't hurt. After giving me a big hug, she started to carefully gather the shards of porcelain in silence. I still couldn't forget how she had looked at the broken teacup. The next day, I secretly retrieved the shards from the trash and clumsily glued everything back together. Then I returned the fragile teacup to its place in the cupboard, hoping Mom would feel better after seeing it. When Mom discovered the teacup later, she murmured, "This is a much more fitting appearance." I didn't understand why, but her smile looked bitter. What is this? Mom loved writing with fountain pens, no matter how long the letter or document. Whenever I asked if it was tiring to write so much by hand, she would always say, "It's difficult, but it's worth it." Mom had a routine before writing. First, she would sit at her desk with perfect posture, then she'd neatly lay out a fresh sheet of paper. Finally, she'd select one ink bottle from her collection and gracefully dip the nib of her exquisite fountain pen. I loved watching this process, so I used to quietly sit beside her whenever she took up her pen. Watching her fill empty sheets of paper with her handwriting imparted a special feeling I couldn't experience anywhere else. Oh, it's an ink bottle. Okay. She had so many inkwells. Sometimes I'd spend half a day just looking at them all. I don't think she used this one very often. Hmm. Only in the darkest of nights can you discover the star hidden within, Luis. That's a quote from Mom's favorite writer.
Hmm?
Why is it written on here? Because it's a limited edition ink. Dad and I were still university students, so it took him a lot of hard work to buy it. But it looks new. Is it because you don't want to waste it? Dora, let me show you something. If you write with this ink and then turn off the lights, can you see the words glowing? The darker the room is, the brighter the ink shines.
What?
Oh, wow! To Adora, Lily and Ash's beloved daughter. You need to eat a variety of foods to grow big and strong. But I hate carrots. If you become brave enough to finish your carrots, I'll give you a fountain pen as a present. I adored fountain pens, so it was an irresistible offer. Mom looked into my awestruck eyes and said, "You know why I love fountain pens? Because you can learn about someone through their handwriting. Even if I wrote something without much thought behind it, I learned more about myself after reading those words." She gently closed the inkwell. For some reason after that day, I never saw her use a fountain pen again. Hmm. Oh, it's a little turtle. Dad absolutely loved music. Whenever he could, he'd be humming or playing various instruments. He told me that he used to be in a children's choir and that he had joined a band during his university days. Whenever he returned home from work, he'd sing a little song he composed titled "Dad Loves Coming Home." Mom would always warn him about disturbing the neighbors, but she could never mask her smile. Thanks to Dad, music enriched every dimension of our lives. The first line always made me laugh. What was it again? Can't hold me back, I'm free. No one can ever, ever stop me. Was that it? Oh, is this like a little instrument? It's making little music. That's so cute. Adora, I'm done. After my hit single Dad Loves Coming Home, my newest release is Dad Loves the Weekend. Dad, you sure you're not a kid too? You got me. Since my secret's out, how about a song? Where'd I put my ocarina? Dad, if you love music so much, why'd you become an accountant? Music and accounting are completely different. That's a good question, Adora. You see, I love music, but it doesn't mean that I can't live without it. On the other hand, I get itchy if I don't work with numbers for even a single day. To achieve happiness, it's not about doing what you want, it's about doing what you can't live without. When you find something like that, you'll understand exactly how I feel. Dad then started to joyfully play his ocarina. His face was that of a man who had everything he needed to be happy. I suddenly grew curious and asked, "Then what can't you live without?" He replied, "Lily and Adora. That's why I'm the happiest man in the world." He then declared that his next song would be named Dad is Super Duper Happy. Despite my laughter, I couldn't wait to hear the next release in his Dad series. I often found myself humming his songs, and his words stayed with me. Would I also find something I couldn't live without? One day on our way home, we came across a cute kitten crying by its lonesome. I couldn't bear to leave it there by itself, so I begged my parents to let me bring it back with us. Without hesitation, Dad started brainstorming ways to lure the kitten. Should we get it some food as bait? How about a foxtail grass? Maybe a cardboard box? Dad and I excitedly exchanged ideas, but after a few minutes we realized Mom hadn't said a single word. Hmm. Ooh. Dad really had the heart of a child. Instead of stopping me, he joined right in. Oh, it's a stuffy. So, kitty? I don't think we're ready to own a cat. We don't know how to properly care for one, and we don't have any cat food or supplies. How can we care for it if we can't fulfill its needs? But, Lily, aren't you being a bit too serious? Of course, having a pet is a huge responsibility, but Adora can learn how to be responsible by taking care of it, and we can buy whatever supplies we need. What if its mother is still around? We might be taking a child from its parents. She could have been abandoned. That isn't something we know for sure. No means no, Adora. A striped cat plushie. It's soft and makes cute sounds when you squeeze it. I was so upset after we returned home, I slammed my door shut and refused to leave my room. That evening, Dad came over and gave me a stuffed animal. It was soft, fluffy, and looked like the kitten from before. Mom bought this for you, but she didn't know how to give it to you. The softness of the plushie mollified the sadness in my heart. A few days later, I saw the same kitten at the same spot. This time, though, it was with another cat with a matching coat. It's Mom. Mom was right. If I had taken the kitten home, I couldn't help but feel ashamed. My hometown was always too warm for snow. If any snow did happen to fall, it would melt as soon as it touched the ground. Things like snowball fights and snowmen only existed in TV shows and fiction. Some of my childhood wishes included leaving footprints in fresh white snow, making snow angels, and building a huge snowman. When we finally had time for family trip, I begged to go somewhere with an abundance of snow. I love snow. I don't know what your guys' favorite season is, but winter and fall are my favorites. And that's how we ended up having a snowy vacation. Thanks to that, I got to check off a lot of things on my bucket list. I'll do this first. I love the art style of this game. It's so pretty. Dad, the snow crunches when you step on it. And when you lie down, it's so soft and fluffy. Really? Then I want to lie down too. Huh, you're right, Adora. It's really soft. I saw on TV that if you wave your arms and legs like this, you could make a huge snow angel. Then how about we make some big snow angels to watch over our family? Okay, marshmallows are ready. You two better eat first or you won't have enough energy to play. Snow globe we purchased on a family trip. It evokes so many happy memories. We made giant snow angels, built snowmen, and had an all-out snowball fight with no regard for how snow-crusted our clothes became. After it grew dark, we gathered around the fireplace and drank sweet cocoa. As the comforting warmth of the fire lulled me to sleep, I could hear Dad humming and Mom turning the pages of her book. On our way home, we bought a snow globe to commemorate the wonderful memories from our vacation. However, since some time ago, I had deliberately hid the snow globe out of sight. Those warm memories became a source of agony as they reminded me of days I could never return to. Alright, so this is probably where I'm gonna end the episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I wanted it to be a little bit more cozy and relaxing. But thank you guys so much for joining. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and have a good day. Bye.